When Maggie world is smoke 12 years ago, the violence wasn't so wild.
Hey everyone, this is Greg from That's Canon. So, in the 2 or so years that we've been recording our podcast, Phil and I have seen a lot of truly terrible films. And a lot of them are bad in the usual sorts of ways. There's bad acting, bad special effects, and weird dialogue that sounds like it was written by an alien, and so on. But there's also one kind of weirdly specific commonality that we've noticed in a lot of these movies, and that's that a lot of the police that we see on screen are just kind of really terrible. And not just terrible in that they are bad cops, but they're also just kind of terrible people overall. There are definitely exceptions to that rule, like Charles Bronson and his younger partner in 10 to Midnight, but for the most part, the cops we see in these movies are at best incompetent, and at worst, they actually seem to commit more crimes than the villains themselves. I honestly didn't think that the portrayal of law enforcement could get any worse than what we've seen so far from the Canon library. That is, of course, until I saw Ruggero Deodato's 1976 film, Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. Now, just let that title sink in for a second. It might be the most macho action movie title in history, but it's definitely not macho in a good way, because these two main characters may be the most comically terrible police officers I've ever seen in any film or TV show. And that probably shouldn't be too surprising, given that this is directed by the guy who brought us Cannibal Holocaust, which is arguably the crown jewel of shock cinema. And if you know anything about that movie, you probably have some idea of just how awful these cops are. But if you clicked on this video, you're probably the kind of person who wants to find out firsthand, so let's take a look at some examples, shall we? So we're introduced to our heroes as they're ending a motorcycle chase by running the assailants off the road and into a parked truck. One of them just dies instantly, and after refusing to give up any information, his partner isn't too far behind him.
Give me your name, buddy. You hear me? Huh? Just a minute. Is it better now?
This starts off a trend that kind of carries throughout this whole movie, where our main characters just kind of execute criminals rather than arresting them. And after they've gotten done with their first murders of the day, we see our leading men head back to the station for some good old-fashioned sexual harassment.
A job coming up?
Yes, there's a plan to rob a jewelry shop in Piazza Bologna tomorrow. A crew of 3 radical professionals. Our source has a grade 1 record to back him.
And who gets it?
Well, why not ask the captain?
Never mind about him. I meant, who gets to go to bed with you?
Outside the police station, we see some nameless goons murder another detective in broad daylight. And as you watch this, keep in mind that the guy on the motorcycle did not commit the murder, and also that our heroes weren't even around to see who did.
Oh, hell.
Of course, what better way is there to get your mojo back after losing a coworker than by torching some private property and leaving two men tied up next to an out-of-control gasoline fire?
We're ready. Light these and keep your distance. Take it. And for you two, how about a little heat, huh? Because it's damp out here tonight. Jump in!
And here we have some more sexual harassment, this time aimed at the cops' housekeeper. Apparently they live together.
Smash hit.
Even the housekeeper's daughter, who isn't even present, doesn't come away unscathed.
Rosa. My turn to pay?
Yeah.
Let's put on the act. Here's your month's wages, Rosa. Say, how's your pretty niece who came when you were sick? She cooperated in every way.
From top to bottom.
And what a bottom!
You bastards! Go on! Play your smart-ass tricks! Laugh your heads off till the middle of the month! If she misses then, it'll be your asses!
So now we know she's a virgin, Rosa!
After that immature display, we are back for some more reckless violence. Here we have our heroes employing their patented shoot first, ask questions never approach to a tense hostage situation.
Don't shoot! I surrender! He'll get you first!
Let go of me!
Now, if that example of expert marksmanship wasn't enough to convince you how great these cops are, here we see them killing some criminals in broad daylight in a crowded public space before they've even committed any crimes. Wow!
Do you mind? Just a moment. Oh! Get the driver! You take that side! Where are you? Let me see you!
And for the cherry on top of this sexual harassment sundae, we have this lovely sequence. What happens after this is just as gross as you think it is.
What'd you do that for?
I turned it off because you're deaf with it on.
I can hear with it on, you bastard.
Well, answer.
He's screwing your mother, one of her kind.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief ride through the hellscape that is Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man. It's not really a bad movie per se, but I'm not sure I can really recommend it as a funny bad movie. The parts in between these scenes are kind of dull, honestly, and not really worth enduring to get to the crazy parts. If you're a weirdo like me and you have 90 minutes to kill, I guess, it might be worth checking out for its unique take on the buddy cop genre, but if you're just looking for a good bad movie to watch with some friends, you can probably do better. Given what we've just seen, though, this movie almost feels like the anti-buddy cop movie, where instead of wanting to be friends with the main characters at the end, we just come away feeling kind of gross, like we should probably never leave the house and risk running into one of these psychopaths. For a final clip, I'll leave you with this explosive finale to our film, in which our heroes blow up some poor kid's toy boat with dynamite, which of course they detonate from 100 yards away with a Looney Tunes-style plunger.
Just for you, and I start to wonder who you are with right now. You're a part of yesterday, and I think